Hey there, it's Trisha with Easy Emini Trade, and I wanted to go over the Slinky setups using the anchor chart to filter them out for today, Monday, November 9th. And this is going to be on the NQ. You can adapt this to anything that you're trading, and then you just have to decide if you need to be aware of areas of support and resistance, and each instrument that you trade is going to determine that. So take the time, back test it. It's really easy to do. I'll show you how you can do that on Thursday at the webinar. If you want more info on the webinar, which I'll be doing Thursday at 8 p.m., just go to my site, www.easyeminitrade.com, and choose the November 12th webinar tab at the top of the page. And I will go over the Slinky in complete detail, as well as the anchor chart, and show you how to set it up and then use it. So this is the NQ for today. And on the top here I have a 4-range chart. That's what I like to take entries off of. And on the bottom I've got the 8-range. All I'm doing is just showing the 2 double stochastics. I don't need to show the whole entire price action. So I'm just going to show you the double stochastic here. And so here we opened, and I didn't have a valid setup. And for a valid setup I need my double stochastic. I want my green line above my red line, and the settings are in the ebook, or if you've gone to any of the past webinars on Slinky and anchor charts, they're the same settings. And if you're not familiar with them, then come Thursday. All right, so looking for a close above or below the super trend stop, and I want the 8-range double stochastic to confirm. So we got this set up here at 9:44 for the Slinky, closes below. And when I look at my anchor chart, I agree, my green line's below my red line. And I take it, and it does not work out for 3. So that one stopped me out for 3. And if you're shooting for less, then fine, but I want 3-point initial target with a 3-point stop. Here at 9:45 we get the close above the super trend stop. I've got my green line above my red line, so you could go ahead and take that as a buy. And I'm looking at a buy below, sell below the bar that closes below the super trend stop, or a buy above the bar that closes above the super trend stop. You can take a break if you like, just put a buy stop or sell stop a tick or 2 below or above. That's up to you. So we did have news at 10, so whatever your plan calls for around news is what you're going to watch for. Just stick to your plan, whatever that is. And here we get closed above the super trend stop, but my 8-range does not agree. And you can just see the crosshair at the bottom of my screen here. It's right in this area here. So I want my green line above my red line in order to take the buy. So that's a pass. And as we've said before, you can take an entry a different way. If price starts to move and the Slinky didn't get you in, then find another way in, a breakdown, or breakout, or divergence off resistance or off support. So here at 9:56, just before the news item comes out, we do not agree on the anchor chart. And what I'll do is I'll just put a line here in yellow so you can see it on the bottom chart. So that would be where it was. I want my green line below my red, so that's a pass. So again, if you were looking for a way in, realistically, again, whatever you can do on news, you'd be looking for maybe a breakdown trade under this area here. So usually you can find a way to get in. If price is moving in a strong trending direction, then realistically you could take pullbacks or little breakouts or breakdowns under the consolidation period. Right here at 10:05, right here, you can see my green line is above my red line. However, my red line's in oversold, so I can go ahead and take that. So this, our stop holds, and we're able to get our first target. You might have been able to get a little more than the first target, but if you were trailing your stop, you basically probably wound up break even or with a few ticks on anything that you were holding. Here, a close above the super trend stop. does not meet the criteria because we're still in oversold. So nothing to do there. Again, if you wanted to find a way in, you could take a breakdown at 1020 under the bar that closes under this area right here. Again, it has nothing to do with the Slinky, just a way to get in. Same here, after this little mini consolidation under the low from Friday, you could take a breakdown under there if you weren't already in. Retracement back to the super trend stop. Now if you have a strong trend, you're looking for price usually to pull back to a reference area. So you can use the super trend stop, or pull back to that and then take the short off that. Or what I would like to see is I'd like to see it retrace maybe back up to the low from Friday and then give me some divergence and then and then take the entry. But there are lots of different ways to find your way into the moving market. But for the Slinky here, for the buy, we are still in oversold down here at the time, right here. So nothing for me to do for that particular buy. And same here during this consolidation period. Right here at 11, we get a valid setup. We get closed below the super trend stop. I'm just going to scroll over here. So we get closed below the super trend stop, and looking at our anchor chart here, right here, picture perfect. And these are usually pretty nice when it retraces back up, like when you have the fast line from the double stochastic retrace back up to the slow line. Those are usually pretty nice entries. Gordon calls them the dipsy doodle. But unfortunately it stopped me out to the tick. And then the only other option at that point is to re-enter as a breakdown. And then if, this still agrees for a short, and you can use that double stochastic to filter any setup that you're currently trading. And, whatever your plan allows for on retracements, a retracement back to the super trend stop here, and then here obviously it closes above. 8 range does not agree on this, because if you look down at the far right on the lower chart, you can see that my red line is still in oversold down here. Even though my green line's above the red, it's still in oversold. So I'm not interested in the buy here. Now, not to say that you couldn't take it anticipating a retracement after the move lower. Much more aggressive entry that way. And you can be very aggressive or very conservative. Here at, what is that? What time is that? 11:24. No longer in oversold here, and my green line's above my red. So that would be a pass. Then the only way that you'd likely get in is using a breakdown, likely under this area here. So Slinky's not valid on that particular entry if you're using the anchor chart. Same here at 11:30, still in oversold. And I'm just going to scroll ahead so you can see what's set up this afternoon as well. So let me just get to the left here pretty quickly here, or hopefully pretty quickly. So here at 12:04, you can see right at that time we were just coming out of oversold on that, and it looks like we were still in, but I was actually in front of the computer at that time and we were actually coming out of oversold. So that's valid at 12:04. Here at 12:37, right here, we're still in overbought, even though our green line's below our red line, so we could take that. This isn't valid because we are in overbought at that time, so this short would not be valid. It actually was right here in this area here. The buy was valid. Then we get closed below the super trend stop here, and we are on the 8 range. Where are we on that? We are still in overbought right here. It was up in this area here. So still in overbought, so not interested in the short there. For the buy here, just a little after 1, We're right around this area here. Let's see where that's at. We close above right here at 1206, and we never get a trigger. You look to put your buy-in above this bar right here, and it never triggers. So by trigger, I mean you have a buy stop sitting there, or stop limit, and it never triggers your entry, and then you cancel your order. I always want to be filled on the very next bar, so I wouldn't leave an order sitting there. Even if you did, it wouldn't have gotten filled anyway. At 108 here, this is valid right here. Green line under our red line, we're out of overbought. Hangs up on the 200 a little bit, never stops us out, and then it continues. We don't agree on the next one here. Let me just scroll here a little further. We don't agree on this short here. We don't agree on the buy. Right here, a green line still under our red line, so not looking for the buy here. The short here, at this point, our green line's above our red line, and that's what you're going to find when it's going sideways. It's going to be difficult to get the 8 range to agree, and that's the whole point, is that you're wanting the best, highest probability trades. 136 here, we agree for the buy. Our green line's above our red line. This is where we are. We don't agree on the short here, and I'll show you where that's at. And we are still, it's right here, our green line's still above our red line, so that would be a pass. Here, this is valid at 2 o'clock, and it does not go on to work out, so that's a stop out. Here at 2:03, we have our green line above our red line right here, so we're good to take that. That works out for 3. And then let's see, keep on going. And these are all back and forth, and they're not marked because the 8 range doesn't agree. So I would need my green line above my red line for the buy. I'd need my green line below my red line for the sell, or in order to take the buy, I can still take it as long as the red line's in overbought, or I can still take the short as long as the red line down here is in oversold. And we didn't have any of those conditions here. Now, this is like ideal for range trades. So that's what I would be looking to do in this area here. You know, we've got equal highs on price while we've got a lower high on the stochastic here. So I'd like to take that as a range trade short off this area, expecting it to find its way down to support. And then we find our way down to support, and then we get divergence to the upside. So you do range trades. As long as it's hitting the resistance area or support area, you can just keep taking it back and forth as range trades. Nothing to do with the Slinky. Here at 238, let me just scroll over here. Here we go. Right here at 238, this is valid. We've got our green line under our red line. Barely, but it is. So that's valid. Here at 249, we agree for the buy. Green line's above the red line. You take it. You never get stopped out here. 3-point stop with a 3-point initial target. Now I say initial target because if you're trading more than one contract, then you've got one to hopefully get a runner on. Here at 3 o'clock, this one stops you out. You get closed above the super trend stop. It comes up to resistance and pulls off of that. Now that would look nice as a divergence trade as well. Gets up there, can't break through resistance, and you have divergence to the downside. So, you know, nice short there after you get stopped out if you take divergence trades. And that's pretty much it. You know, then it's after 3:30, so you know, whatever your plan calls for. But the thing about watching for divergence in those resistance areas is that once I get divergence, then I'm watching for that stochastic here to roll below 80, and then I can take it under that bar. So here, you do wind up with divergence. I just want to point this out. You do wind up with a little divergence here. It doesn't really pull back a whole heck of a lot, but in waiting for that stochastic to roll over below 80 here to take this short off of resistance, it never materializes, so you would never have tried to take that as a range trade short. And then at this point, it's, you know, it's going, you know, breaks out after 3:30, and so you could always take a breakout trade if your plan allows it. So I hope that helps, and So I hope that helps, and if you have any questions, then feel free to send me an email, and I will go over all this in detail on Thursday's webinar. If you can't attend live, then I will be recording it, so anybody who registers will get the recording and the slides from the presentation. Okay, have a great night.